Oh. Oh, damn.
What's up, guys? Daryl from Smart Shooters, and today we are gonna do a new segment on our YouTube channel called Self-Defense or Nah. Basically, these are videos that I get sent to me almost on a daily basis to decide if something is self-defense or if it's in fact murder and that person should expect to get faced with charges.
Oh. Oh, damn.
Now, this is no legal advice. I am not a legal advisor. Nothing I say is legal advice. I am simply going to give you instructor's perspective on the situation and then help you think for yourself on what you think. All right, so let's jump in with today's video. Today's video actually is a clip from a situation that was going on that I don't really know in full what the situation was. I know what the caption said, and so we kind of rock it from there. Let's dive in.
Oh. Oh, damn.
Yo, so that clip was crazy, right? Let's dissect it piece by piece. So, allegedly, according to what I could gather from that clip, information, comments, caption, whatever, we have an individual that we are assuming is being jumped, okay? He's being jumped. As you can see, he falls to the ground trying to get away from the group. Someone is still pursuing him. He draws the firearm, click, clack, pow, one shot, drops the guy. Everybody else takes off running. Self-defense or no, let's talk. So, when it comes to if something is really self-defense, we want to dive into what are the rules that govern the use of force. Meaning, what rules have to be in place for the moments that we use deadly force. The first thing we got to remember is that you must be in immediate fear of death or great bodily harm. If he truly was getting jumped, he could make the argument that he was in immediate fear of death or great bodily harm. It probably would be more on the great bodily harm side, depending on how many attackers there were. So I'm not saying yes or no. I'm saying he could make the argument that I feared for immediate death or great bodily harm. Immediate is the key part of that statement, and it was immediate. The threat was happening right now. He was being jumped in that moment. Second rule is you must be an innocent party. This we can't tell from the video. We don't know if he was an innocent party, if he started the altercation, if he escalated the altercation. That part we don't know. That would be the prosecutor's job to figure out the backstory with witnesses, maybe social media posts, because they always use social media, and figure out what actually happened to start and cause this altercation. So the third consideration we got to make is if he had any type of lesser force that was sufficient or available to stop the threat. Meaning, did he have pepper spray? Did he have a knife? Did he have anything other than resorting to that firearm that would have been sufficient or available to stop that threat? And again, based on this video, we truly don't know. So I know what y'all thinking at this point in the video. Daryl, stop with all the jargon, all the conversation. Is it self-defense or is it murder? The truth of the matter is, it doesn't matter. And it truly doesn't, because even in our CPL class, the guy who wrote the curriculum says the same thing. It doesn't matter what really happens. What matters is what the prosecutor or your lawyer can get 12 jurors to believe. Like if they can make if the prosecutor can get the grand jury to believe that the use of force was unreasonable, then you should expect charges. In this situation, if he truly was being jumped by multiple people, and the way that crowd looked at the very beginning of the situation, it would have been hard to say that if they all were members of a gang or in a neighborhood, that he truly could have got away. Even as he tried to run and get away, there was still another guy pursuing him. So could he have kept running? I think that probably would have been a prosecutor's argument. But we don't know what happened before that clip, because if he was getting beat on, maybe he tried to run and he couldn't get away already. Like, we don't know what happened. So the answer to this one, y'all, is truly it depends. And the answer is it depends on what happened before the recording started. If this man was being jumped and he had no possible way to retreat or escape, he was the innocent party, maybe he was in the wrong place at the wrong time, he didn't have any lesser force that was sufficient or available, and he definitely was in threat of immediate death or great bodily harm, then he absolutely was justified to shoot and use deadly force. It also depends on where this is, because some states you have a duty to retreat before using deadly force. Now, if he'd have ran away and that guy would have ran after him, that would have been different. But you could argue that as he tried to get away, that guy was still actually pursuing him. Here's the $1 million question I always get. What would you have done if it was you? If it was me, it's an almost guarantee that I probably would have done the same thing. If I was getting jumped, if there was multiple attackers, and if I had no other option other than to immediately jump to deadly force. One thing that he did that I definitely think was a huge mistake, and it's not even what you think it, but one thing he did that I thought was a huge mistake was, if you listen real close, you can hear him rack around in the chamber. You should always, this is a prime example of why you should always carry with one in the chamber. If the attacker had been more aggressive, he could have got back to him and continued attacking without him ever being able to get a shot off, because he didn't carry one in the chamber. There should always be one in the chamber. Always. I can't think of any circumstance where you don't have one in the chamber. Maybe you're around kids or something, maybe. Anyways, what y'all think? Let me know in the comments. I say, depending on what happened before the clip started rolling, if he was getting jumped by multiple people, he tried to escape, couldn't escape, they wouldn't let him get away, then I would say that this would be a clean shoot. If he was just getting beat up and embarrassed and he tried to run away, then he should have kept running away, and that I would think that this would not be a clean shoot, and he should expect to face charges from the prosecutor. But again, in all of these cases, you gotta remember, it's not about what happened. It's about what your lawyer or the prosecutor could get 12 jury members to believe. All right, so I strongly suggest that you have a legal plan of action if you ever need to use a firearm in self-defense, because they can use anything they find out in cyberspace or anywhere else to attack your character in court and give the jury things to consider that have nothing to do with the case. And before you know it, you look like the bad guy, even though you were just in a bad situation. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch y'all next video. Peace.